Hey everybody!
Hey neighborinos.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Katie.
And this is the ReBoot Review,
It's Alphanumeric.
Alright, so today we are watching quite an episode. We are watching episode 4, The Medusa Bug. And I understand you have some feelings about this episode, Katie.
I do have feelings, strong feelings.
Like just in general, but also about episode 4 of ReBoot.
Yes, I feel things strongly, but also toward that particular episode. I just remember being spooked by it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like it really stuck with me. And it would always come on and I would always kind of not want to watch it and also completely want to watch it.
So it was that level of like eerie.
Yeah, there was just something. I guess it's just like the fact that their whole world is in peril, and like it just feels like this never-ending thing coming at them all, and it's pretty dark, really.
Yeah, there's something aggressive in it. Like it sort of, I can see for a kid, it conjures up the nightmares of like an inescapable something pursuing you.
Yes, exactly.
Because it does feel like it's chasing you down. Yeah. The way they animate it. So yeah, I can see how it would be like an especially creepy episode.
Yeah, and I mean really, and you find of course that you're at the it's all on the whims of a lunatic, who just happens to decide not to kill everyone.
Yeah,
And so there's something about that too, where there's like this
it's
complete
really
loss
arbitrary.
of control.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a great episode. It's super cool, and it always sticks with me. But I remember, like, it's because of this. I mean, like, I'm surprised that it made it past the BSMP previous episode.
Yeah, given how because it lacks obvious violence, but the tension in this episode.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
it's a great episode.
It's
and Hex finally gets her chance to,
actually properly be the villain, as opposed to, like we noticed in Racing Against the Clock, being part of the villain's story, but not really being part of the conflict.
Yes, exactly. We just get a taste of her, which is awesome too. Yeah. I like that they dangle her in front of you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you're just waiting to find out more. But this is when you learn what she's like really capable of. Yeah. And this episode really kind of feels like you're dealing with a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. And it's just a cool episode. Yeah. And I guess the really funny thing about it that I wasn't aware of, and again is in that great Matthew Braga BuzzFeed article, which I'll link to again in case you didn't get a chance to read it the first time I talked about it and forgot about it. Guess what? Here's another link for you. Which is that the Medusa Bug was actually an episode created out of necessity. It was I've got the line here, which is talking about a comment from Gavin Blair. Of course, Blair recalled, if everybody gets turned to stone, there's no animation. In reality, this was just a clever cost-saving measure disguised as a plot twist. So they made this amazing episode just because they had to save money.
And it worked.
Yeah. And I think we'll get into a little bit of why it works and how once we start watching this episode.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. The Medusa Bug, which an episode where the show really hits its stride. Starting now.
Hold my hand.
I come from
I'm right here. I can do that if you.
People,
she's touching me.
To this.
You asked me to hold your hand.
Mainframe.
You're just gonna do this the whole episode.
To mend
really,
and defend,
really not good with this
to
touching.
defend my newfound friends, their hopes and dreams.
Maybe I'm not good with it.
That's them from their enemies.
It's so uncomfortable.
You grabbed me. Just saying. This is what we should do during the opening credits.
Hold hands. Sorry, you now have, in watching this, you have to put up with how much we entertain each other and ourselves.
We really need like a dual window. One of that
and one of us. I don't know. I feel like that's like information overload.
They say the
it's
user
too much.
lives outside.
You already have to watch this and listen to us. And
there's
no
gotta
one
be an air
knows for
mystery
sure.
too.
Yeah, that too.
But I
you guys can
intend
picture
to
us as
find
looking
out.
like sprites from the show.
Exactly.
That's who we imagine ourselves. Yes.
What's our color scheme, everybody? You
Put it
decide.
in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. Comment on your color scheme if you like.
That's right.
What is your
Let's
sprite
make this
kind?
a community.
Yeah.
Calculating. I can't do numbers.
Well, not like that you can't. Those numbers don't make any sense at all.
Numbers of the future.
Future numbers.
Is there someone inside that jukebox?
It did look like he was talking to me.
Wait, stayed outside. Come on.
No, really, I'm worried about the Mitchell account inputs. It'll just take a nanosecond.
I forgot about the Mitchell account.
Yes.
Yeah, a thing that eventually comes back to us, I think, doesn't it?
Dot?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm coming.
Also, obviously, a reference to Phil Mitchell, one of the creators and executive. Well, I don't know if he's an executive producer. Probably, I think.
Is your car actually running?
Oh, this is the first time we see Bob's car.
Yeah. His crummy car. Because apparently he's really bad with money. Because a guardian you'd think would be like one of the top paying jobs.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about like police officers don't get paid all that well.
I guess. And they just talk about them with like
Yeah, like they're
prestige.
super prestigious,
Yeah.
but
Maybe that's what it is. It's all about prestige and perks.
yeah.
Yes, Ms. Matrix.
What do you think, Enzo?
I believe that is also Kathleen Barr. I think she's talking to herself
to
in that
herself.
scene.
Just one more call. That's all.
I always think like that's a mark of a really like a true voice actor is when you're not sure, because you can always figure it out in the end, but when you don't know for sure if it's the same person.
Yeah, it's amazing what voice actors can do, and like the range that you have to do this job professionally. It's not just about like being us and not being afraid of the sound of your own voice.
Yes.
It's a talent thing,
Yeah.
not just a vanity thing.
Hey, this is Megabyte's car.
And oh, that's right. We haven't seen his
the
limo
cars.
before either.
What's our
The
stake?
mega limo.
The mega limo. That's good.
After all the time.
Oh, this.
All the effort.
Yes.
All the lies.
Like, this is the point where you realize this isn't an ordinary episode.
Yeah.
Like, the creative stuff that they do in this episode that just makes it feel like you're in a whole new, like, level of show.
Yeah.
And, like, moments like this, that, like, point of view of the virus.
Yes.
What is
Or not, or
sound
the
that
weapon,
it
I
makes.
guess. Not a virus. He's a
Right.
virus. A bug.
thought
That's
she
right.
could
It's a
Yeah,
bug.
hide its
but
secret
bugs and
from
viruses
me.
not the
She
same
thought
thing
she
in this
could develop
universe.
a weapon this powerful without my knowledge. Poor
Such a
fool.
good,
It's true. Nobody does it.
Oh, and this.
Oh, that would be her now.
Lie! You lie! I was a fool to trust
Oh, the
you.
getting closer to the camera. Like, I don't know who directed this episode. I guess I can find out fairly easily, but oh, good job, director. So much cool stuff going on here.
It's true. I think that's part of it too. They really know how to create this like kind of
Really,
shocking,
hexadecimal, I don't
creepy,
have
Sudden,
feel.
yeah.
Oh, how very, very sad. I'll have to destroy you all then.
And for a previous episode, I did look up Shirley Milner's other credits, the voice of Hexadecimal. And
Well, get to work.
I don't know if maybe she was very involved in her local theater scene and maybe she's primarily a stage actor. She does not have a ton of credits. Or she has a lot of credits, but it's a lot of like was voices on or providing a single voice in a one episode of something.
but not her own character.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
incredible because she's amazing.
I mean, that's probably says a bit about ageism, and there not being a lot of great roles for a woman that age with a more mature sounding voice.
That's a good point. Yeah, she
Yeah.
probably can't change it to be.
Yeah, this is just what she sounds like, maybe. And so she's playing moms and grandmas, and like maybe that's.
And that's it. Moms and grandmas are supposed to sound nice and not wicked.
Yeah,
Some
which-
of our own toys.
So she's
will
playing
never
Wicked Witches, I guess,
see you
which is sort of what
back
Hex
at all.
is.
Yeah.
Kind of witch. I love that little hand gesture.
Yes.
That always stuck with me.
His, laissez-faire almost.
He's so debonair and suave, but then surrounded by military equipment, enormous missiles that still can't destroy Hexadecimal because she's just the embodiment of chaos. And all the time devoted to like
She's just enjoying
how massive
herself.
these weapons are.
Yeah.
Half of them not even hitting her, just flying by.
We're doing this for show.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird that Bynum's like looking right and left, like he was expecting to see something there, and then is suddenly surprised it was directly in front of him.
Now that was always scary.
Yeah, it's a good hex space. I'm surprised you can even still get to Lost Angles by road. That road's been destroyed so many times.
Sure, rebuilds.
Yeah.
Infrastructure project.
Yeah. She's got to keep all those nulls employed.
Yeah, exactly.
Very well. My dear Hexadecimal, I am so disappointed in you. It was her fault, you know. Her increased security and strict
And again, all this
privacy
like
led me
talking to the camera, like
She was so careful.
artsy
so
stuff in this
secret.
episode. And the thing is,
I knew she was up
like,
to
it's a
something.
one-of-a-kind episode in this respect. It's not like
And
they
yet,
carry this
despite the
through
length and scope of our operation,
to other episodes. It's
still
just
do not
a
know
singular
the full
thing that the
nature
Medusa
of
Bug has
Medusa's
this particular
power.
style to it.
Yeah.
And it just sets it apart.
Yeah, it's so... Yeah, because it's less about the protagonists of the show.
Yeah.
All about the villain. And the villains. Villains.
And it's their rivalry that ends up screwing over all of mainframe.
Yeah, exactly.
Computer, identify virus, full scan, list possible.
And when you
cures
see
and
like the
counteractivations.
POV of the virus, and like, I wonder how they chose that sound effect.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a swarm almost, doesn't it?
Yeah. I guess it is a
Getting your
bug.
sorry self out of trouble? Unknown. I see you found my little surprise. Isn't it sweet?
You,
So
all
good.
this time, all your secrecy, all your security, my whole operation,
Yes, yes.
a trap.
Now I suppose you'll want thanks for all your hard work.
I love this.
And he's dead.
Yeah. Bye, Megabyte. Like the slow, inevitable crawl of the bug up him,
Yeah.
and that he can still like, he has time to panic about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is an episode that does pacing really well.
This was
Yeah.
the right
Yeah.
thing to do. Infect all of mainframe with an unstoppable bug.
Scuzzy knows. Why is this character in the show? I was wondering about the like fire hydrant lamp.
Yeah.
Like it's always there in her lair, and what was the design choice behind that? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it looks like an old-timey lamp, and maybe that's part of the kitschy factor of
Yeah.
it.
Picnic, guys.
Nice glasses, Dot.
I'm working here, okay? I'm working.
Want some help?
why does this car have to work for that? Well, I guess
Don't
because
get
they were
me
going to go to a
wrong.
nicer
I
place
gotta
than the
admit,
median in the
it is
middle of
kinda nice
the.
to get
I
away
think
from
that's
it all.
the joke.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Frisket? Check it out! Something weird is chasing Frisket.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen that much of Frisket before this episode. Like he's in the other episodes, but he doesn't really do anything significant. I guess he doesn't do anything significant here either.
No, that's the other thing. This is a tough part too.
Yeah, that's true. Because kids are really sensitive to like scary things happening to dogs,
Yeah.
right? Those crazy angles,
Yeah, like that's intense.
and like how you have to see it in replay,
I know. Yeah, they make you watch it over and over and over again.
which again was probably cost saving, but like it created a
We
really
don't know
unique
what
style
that
for
thing
this one
is
episode.
yet. Bob?
Unknown file type. This is bad.
Shouldn't
Very
you be
bad.
running?
Yeah, really. You just saw what it does.
see, they know.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Glitch, ignition. Quick, try her again. Again!
Boys?
Although I do remember that seeming to take like way too long to reach them at the pace that it was going.
I know. Yeah, they never quite got the timing of the creep of it.
Yeah.
now. Enzo's a mechanic.
Apparently. You gotta be good for something.
I swear I had nightmares about this.
Look,
Seriously.
Enzo, we can't help frisk it if the same thing happens to us. Don't worry, we'll be back. When we know what we're dealing with. Bob, what is that thing?
We need to see Fawn. Now.
It
Better not
is
make you play that
abundant
game again.
and simple. It can and will spread to anything it touches. We are all at risk. You, Bob, however, may be immune since you are a guardian. It is difficult to tell.
Trust me, I don't want to find out.
That was one
But
thing
I
that
do
always
wanna get
kind
out
of
there and
irked
warn
me was
everybody.
how the Guardian code
Plan first.
could be used.
Superman code.
Yeah, basically. Like, whatever you had to be immune to, Guardian code will fix it.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess every cartoon needs
I don't
something.
know.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
one isn't his
Yeah.
style. It's too unpredictable, too dangerous.
It's completely random, almost chaotic.
Hexadecimal?
Bingo.
Really?
It
Random?
must be
Chaotic?
Look,
It's doing
even the Tor has been
the
Yeah, it's
same
kinda-
thing to everyone.
That's true.
Hexadecimal.
It's
That's
doing
true.
what you would
This
expect
one's
it to
got me
do
worried,
once you've
Fawn.
learned what
I
it
mean, that hex is
does.
as loopy as they come.
I think you
And
guys
I'm
kind
gonna
of
need
made a
everything
real
you've
point
got
there.
to fight it.
I mean, a correct jump, luckily.
True.
Maybe chaotic just because it doesn't seem to serve a purpose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
With children is that the longer one is infected, the sooner they begin to decay. See here.
Even
low
that
energy
is
goes
creepy.
first.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
as a story thing.
But
So you're
then
like, oh, everyone's just turned to stone. You just turn them back. But no, like there's a hierarchy of like being able to survive this thing.
Yeah, exactly. People are in peril.
What are we gonna do?
Dot, you and Enzo get everyone evacuated from the city. It is next in the bug's path.
Right.
Bob, you come with me. We must hurry. Greek action.
Hey, you two be careful out there.
You too.
Creepy,
Wait,
swarmy
that was
music.
really fast.
Two
That
highlighted
means
lines
by
of
now
social
everyone would be
distancing and
stoned.
light desktop rebuilding,
But again, I
wide
know.
fielding.
I get what they're going with.
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if it was just creeping super slowly, you wouldn't be able to add tense music to it and make it scary.
Supercomputer, Bob. I'm afraid this is all we have to offer.
I do like how they do like the files
Yeah,
in the
that's
old school
adorable.
Windows style.
Viral erase command.
Virus erase command?
The user
Don't you think
really
that's a little
cheaped
primitive?
out on his
Yes,
antivirus
yeah.
program. Obviously. I mean, really.
I suppose if we boost its power with an add-on, it might do the trick. Crude, but simple.
Then let us make it so.
Make it so.
Bake it so.
I said make it so. Bake it so.
Did that just make like a Star Trek noise? I think it did.
Yeah, I think
They like to do those little illusions in this, so. I mean, given that the problem with Bob's car is, was it the capacitor? It's no.
the flux
The flux capacitor. That's
Yes.
it, which is, as you may know, a Mystery Science Theater 3000 reference.
Chin up. We're almost there.
Oh, and the
She
first time we
has
see
no
the
chin.
baby. Yeah, true.
That baby's gonna poop itself.
Every time.
Every time.
Keep that bug bitten out. More friskets.
Be careful, Bob.
With your souped up eraser.
Yeah.
I love her just watching it on replay. Like, oh, yes.
Heck,
Again.
you have a problem.
Did you see that, Scuzzy? How sad. All of mainframe doomed.
Nice
What's
cut there.
this?
Yeah.
Bob the Guardian? Oh no! Oh no! Oh yes.
And again, Bob's bum. The show choosing to focus on it a not insignificant number of times.
Yes.
All right, Joanne.
At least it didn't look like
Do your
non-existent
Yeah,
in that
well, I
shot.
could
Yeah,
see
they
what
kind of figured it out.
hexadecimal was talking about.
My poor Medusa.
It's trying.
Oh.
happy, happy, happy.
Oh, it's such a classic Hex moment.
So beautiful.
It's hard to come up with silly things to say about this episode because you just end up being like rapt watching it.
It's true.
And like appreciating all the cool, tense moments.
You can make it.
And also, again, because it's not like super action packed, so there's not something to comment on every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, we're just.
And there aren't as many inside jokes on this one as well.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
It really is just like an action episode.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about
Well, it's not an action episode, it's a tension episode.
tension,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's suspense, right?
suspension episode.
Yeah. I guess seeing the defenses on the principal office properly.
And then seeing how useless they are. Bye-bye, golf ball.
Right?
That was really important golf ball.
Well, it seems to be. Something is in that golf ball, isn't it?
I'm sure there is. I forget.
Yeah.
You would know.
It is important.
No fires in here. Took.
No cube-shaped marshmallows either, apparently.
Yeah.
Good atmosphere building in general. For, like, what's about to come.
Hot dogs.
Why would you have that?
I know. You're a bad father. Here it comes.
Yeah. Like all the point of view stuff being really cool. Aw. And they like the sense of hopelessness in this
Yeah, they're
episode.
so
Like they tried their
sad,
solution and it didn't work and they're all out of answers and it's just waiting for, you know,
And this?
the bug to arrive. Yeah. Yeah, the horror sound effect.
Yeah, the baby crying.
Yeah,
the doll,
and then like the
everything.
the dropping the doll and it transforms and the significance there and
And then it's like, what, really? That's what they were doing?
yeah, at the time when
Dot was stealing a baby.
And Bob was just screaming no, apparently. He'd just given up and was expressing his rage at the universe.
You were right.
But again, ReBoot, a show that's known for its screaming out no's or names or...
Let hexadecimal turn all my friends
It doesn't
into
seem like
stone,
Enzo should be
destroy
able to stay
mainframe, and get away with
in
it.
that position
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I don't
upright.
think so.
Creepy.
And again, another random sprite
Yeah,
there.
random
a couple
sprite,
of random
yeah.
sprites. So yeah, so this was before it was established that, yeah, Bob and Dot and Enzo are the only real sprites in mainframe.
Yeah.
Oh, and she transformed Scuzzy.
And she's regret.
How do you like my new garden, Scuzzy? It holds up so much better than some of my earlier members.
Okay, he just died.
Yeah, I know. I remember even as a kid finding it really morbid that they were passing away before our eyes, even though that's meant to be a comical beat.
Yes.
And that sound effect, like, why did they think to put, like, it's really, really effective. And I'm like, who was the person who decided it needed that sound to go with their anger?
Yeah, it's so
You know?
neat. Yeah, the things when you start to really pay
Where
attention.
did these choices come from?
Funny, I sense a presence.
That would be me.
Oh, Hex, you're funny.
That's a good one, Guardian. Infect me with the Medusa. How delightfully clever.
Why, thank you.
Now we can't have any of that, young man. And you, immune to my Medusa.
Also great how they do that.
Yeah.
How very disappointing. I'll just have to destroy you the old-fashioned way.
And then, like, reacts to her.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
As much as I enjoy the chaos you bring into my life, it is time to be rid of you once and for all.
I like how you've changed mainframe.
Do you? And why is that, my love?
And
Well,
such a
now
good
that everything is set
example
in stone,
of
you
an
made mankind
episode
so
where
predictable.
What do you
the
mean?
solution to the problem
Everyone in the
isn't
same
just
spot,
action
never
based.
changing,
Yeah, you
never
have to be
moving,
clever, too.
nothing but
Yeah,
stone
and not only clever,
How
but
very
the solution is
peaceful it will
character
be
driven.
now.
Yeah.
You know, it's appealing to Hex's emotions, and where it's already established earlier in the scene that she's already having
No
some
more
regrets. Like she already
unexpected
has a
turn
little
of
bit of
events.
ennui about being surrounded with
Yeah,
stone
nothing.
figures
Yeah.
and nothing. And then it just pays it off with Bob coming in and having this conversation with her. So overall, it's just very elegantly built for an episode where they were trying to economize on not having a bunch of action.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, such a beautiful just turn around, snap your fingers, it's done.
And then it's gone. Yeah. It's funny that this is a decent time to talk about how I learned hexadecimal was partially created, she was created from the two main creators. What were the names?
Gavin Blair.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gavin and Ian Pearson. They were working together on that
Enzo and I actually
video,
get you to relax.
Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
And the computer that they were using was
I think I'll settle for
was
borrowing
constantly
half
melting down and just causing all kinds of problems. It was bug filled and just a disaster. And they said it had almost taken on a character. And so Hex actually came from that experience of them being locked in a room with this seemingly cruel and sadistic computer program that they had to use. Yeah, and so it's
I didn't know that story. That's amazing. Also, just have to point out that we've got this like cool, the effect of the bug behind the credits. Like they just had to like add that extra little bit of creativity there. Yeah, that's fantastic. I did not know that was the origin story of Hex, and it puts a lot in perspective.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, trying to deal with an angry program.
Yeah, they really were very creative.
Yeah.
In how they put all of this together. But I was watching that and just being like, before we watched the Medusa Bug, I was like, there's no game in the Medusa Bug, right? It's the first episode where there's not a game. But I guess there's kind of at the end, at the very end, there's a game. But again, trying to economize on this episode, it's the first episode where we do not actually see a game played out within the show.
Yes.
So it's kind of the first episode that's a departure from the formula that they'd set up at this point, which is nice because it's good to establish early on that you're not expecting the same kind of episode every single time.
Yeah, exactly. And like as we said, it's one that sticks with you because they took a different path and made it interesting.
Yeah.
Even though they were under time constraints and
but again, that just goes to show the amazing creative stuff you can do when you're actually having to work within constraints.
Yes, that's
of
true.
one kind or another. And I think that's the thing that creative people will tell you always.
Yeah.
Is that some of the best stuff can come out of having to work within a small budget or a tight time frame, or a specific location even. So yeah. So, any last thoughts on the Medusa Bug?
I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Good to know. It still has that
just
effect.
as creepy as it was before.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
cool.
and again, looking at it through the lens of having worked in television, seeing all the creative choices that they made that I kind of took for granted because it all, everything kind of comes together as a whole, like it comes together holistically in a very nice way. So this time it's getting to watch it from the point of view of like, oh, they were really thinking about shots and sound effects and all this cool stuff. They had to make a lot of conscious choices there. That ended up with a really cool episode. So yeah, that was episode 4 of the ReBoot review, it's Alphanumeric. Talking about the Medusa Bug. And until next time, I'm Robin.
And I'm Katie.
And stay frosty.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes.